Is there any truth when people say there are fastest ways to learn English? You can learn English in 30 days. You can just speak fluently like any other person. Welcome to another video on my channel. Thank you for joining me. This is Renee Rose Matthew. If you are new to the channel, please do not forget to read the channel description. I'm an author and also a language trainer. Coming to today's topic, you must have seen lot of apps and lot of people promoting themselves saying that there are fastest ways to learn English. Do you want to learn English in 30 days? I'm not saying that it's not possible, that it's impossible and you cannot learn anything. Of course, you will experience the progress, but learning goes on. And one more thing, there are no fastest ways and slowest ways to learn anything. You are organic. Sometimes you could go slow, sometimes fast. It depends on the knowledge that you have. I believe everybody is intelligent, and if they really work hard, nothing is impossible. Okay, even if you're a beginner, even if you can't even speak a word in English, you will experience some progress, and with the right methods, you will learn a language. I'm not speaking about only the English language. The first point is trend. Today's trend is to go behind people who are famous. There is a big difference between people who have proved themselves and who are famous. See, when it comes to YouTube also, you're listening to the video on YouTube, it's difficult to filter and find out the channel or the resource that really helps. There are a lot of people who just create content. I hope you agree with me. Even if you don't, you could just go through all the panorama of videos and content that's been created every day. It's good. It's a sort of confidence, but when you're in need, when you have a requirement, you need to filter, and it's very difficult to find the exact content that you need. So the trend is to market. I'm not against marketing, because you need to market and tell others and bring awareness to others that you exist or your group exists. But when you claim that there are fastest ways to learn English, or this is the only way that you can learn English, I think such people should give it a thought. Don't fall into such traps. You need to analyze. Then comes the word of mouth. Please speak with people who have gone through the process. Something that works for your friend may not work for you. Maybe you will take more time. You need to check the authenticity of a platform, a group of people and all that. Today, as I told you, in this trend, we come across a lot of people. Lot of platforms are there that really helps you speak English, learn English. Some are authentic, some are not. Since the lockdown, since the COVID days, we have seen people coming up in the graph and also rising all of a sudden just because of marketing techniques. Marketing technique, the kind of skill that you prove in marketing, everything is good. But as a common man, as a common person, you need to analyze. The second point is YouTube. YouTube is a huge platform, and today a lot of people create content. I too benefit from a lot of channels. I take a lot of things, I learn a lot of things. And when people say it's not possible to learn a language or it's not possible to learn something online, I think it's wrong. Because I have learners who tell me I reached this level because I joined a particular platform or a trainer who had been taking classes for some time, but I want to polish my skills. So there are people who benefit. If you cannot, or if another person cannot, it doesn't mean majority cannot. There are people who can learn something from the YouTube. Okay? The third point is follow up. When you approach people, when you approach a platform or a trainer for the first time, make sure that they follow up. Follow up means customer care. The customer support is very, very important. Whatever the level of the platform is, however famous the person is, the customer care support, the answer, the kind of concern and the time and attention given to the customer or the common person is very, very important. It's okay to ignore certain people who just want to while away the time and just speak. That's okay. I'm not speaking about such a lot. But when people genuinely contact and want to really find out, there are apps and there are platforms, there are a lot of people, individual trainers who don't give any personal attention, or they claim that no, you can do this, but still when they join, they will find out the truth and the reality. They will understand that what they have been claiming is totally different from what is being advertised and what really happens in the ground level. It happens. Okay, so follow-up is important when it comes to learning English, because we are dealing with language learning. Follow-up, assignments. I'm not speaking about writing 100 pages or 2 pages every day. Follow-up means checking where you really stand. It could be done through assignments and assessments, but at least a person should be there to help you and tell you that, okay, this is what you have been doing and this is where you stand. And that happens only with some knowledge in the subject or in the area that you're trying to deal with. So there are learners who get irritated when genuine people give feedback, but there are learners who really work on it. It should be an interactive way. Learning should be interactive. Otherwise, one-way learning will not always help. And I have already shared a video where I have spoken about a particular platform. I haven't given the name. Today, I know that the platform is going through chaos. This particular platform wanted to procure teachers from all over the country because of the way they communicated. From the manner, I understood that they were not genuine, and I was able to save myself. There are ways to achieve fluency. There are ways to become a fluent speaker. Fluency is not just using some flamboyant words or high degree words as we all see today. There are a lot of ways, there are a lot of methods. I agree to that. But learning grammar is not the only way. Grammar is part of language. You need to know. It is part of the base, but that's not the only thing that you have to focus on. There are a lot of platforms and trainers who only focus on grammar, take lessons, take the money and finish, that's done. I'm sorry if I'm a bit direct during this video, but this is what has been happening over the years and over a long period of time. I just want to help the learner, saying that you need to check the authenticity and the way people nurture and groom. Okay, so language learning today, what I'm trying to tell you is you really don't need a teacher to teach you when it comes to language. You just need a trainer, a mentor or a guide to help you, to guide, because language learning should happen on your own, on one's own, through reading, listening, speaking, and also writing to an extent. Please don't listen to people who discourage you. And today I know that you are inundated with a lot of things on YouTube or different platforms on the social media. Use the social media wisely. Do not fall into traps. I've already done a video on social media, but that is more about the communication part when you speak to people individually, personally and all that. But here it's specific. It's about platforms and trainers and people. And the last point is taking sessions, taking classes, training. Okay, we have a lot of people learning the English language today because it's a global language. It is important. It is the language of business. We need to know it to an extent. We need to work on the fluency. Everybody is not perfect. No one is perfect because there's nothing known as perfect language. We know such things. But I can see that people who have just started learning the language claim that they can train others. See, I'm not against people sharing what they have learned. There are a lot of people on YouTube also. They share what they have been through. They share their study timetable, their schedule and all that. It's a sort of motivating resource. It inspires people. You also feel like sitting and doing something. I mean, studying and using your time productively. But there are people who cannot even pronounce or speak a sentence properly. They have just started the journey. They can become trainers in the future, but after they establish themselves in the language and gain knowledge. I mean, don't fall into such traps. You could see people claiming that they can train others and say, I've been learning English for the past 1 month, but they will not be able to pronounce the word properly. They may not have the subject knowledge, why it is like that, why it is like this. Okay, there are a lot of people creating content, and that's really good. It's really inspiring to see people working like that. But you should see who the trainer is, who the mentor is, what that platform is, what is the kind of resource that they're trying to provide to the learners. It's not about degree and qualification. I'm not speaking about the degree and qualification. I'm not telling that everyone should have a certificate from the best university. It's not like that. Okay. Of course, the person should be qualified, educated, should know something, but apart from that, I'm asking you to check the authenticity, whether there is follow-up, whether there are a lot of things that you need to take care of, in the sense you are investing your money, your time and energy. Okay, the other person's time, energy is also very important. So why do you have to simply go behind tricks and trends and tips that really don't work? Today we can see a lot of people simply speaking about certain aspects of language, but that is not going to help you with fluency as such. You need to work parallelly. The last point is translation. It is a trend to see people translating sentences from their mother tongue while learning a foreign language. It is wrong. No two languages are the same. Please don't use the translation method. Okay, translation itself is a huge process. It's a technical process. Suppose you're translating a book or an article, okay, there is another added benefit. It's something very different. But when you learn a language, how can you learn translating it from the other language? It's easy to understand. Suppose you don't understand the difference between two words. Okay, I have done a shorts on, upon, on, these two words. It's a bit confusing for some people. You want to exactly know, if you would like to know the meaning, the difference in the meaning, you can just refer. You can go and refer your dictionaries in the mother tongue, or you can just listen to some content that gives sentences in their own mother tongue and then in English. That's okay. It will help you to understand. It's a reference material. That's all. But don't think that you can take this word-to-word translation and use it everywhere. It doesn't work. Sometimes the context itself changes. I've seen that in Hindi, in Malayalam, in Tamil and all that. That is why people break their heads when they translate a book, because it's not very easy to maintain and retain the content, the literature or the exact language. You may not get the exact language, but there are a lot of people who have successfully translated books. I have also given book reviews on such translated versions. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you is, don't learn through translation, mugging up. Okay, so this is the sentence in Hindi, this is the sentence in Malayalam or Tamil, and then you translate and just mug up. I have seen people writing down notes like that. You write your own notes in the English language. It's okay if you make a mistake. Only if you speak in that foreign language will you be able to achieve fluency. If you're learning French, you have to speak with an expert in the language. Get corrected, make mistakes. Okay, go to a person who will encourage you, who will give you constructive feedback. Do not associate with people who are so destructive in nature, saying, what you're doing, what is this English, and such kind of statements. There are a lot of people with negativity. Okay, that's because one thing is because it's really hot in certain places. It could be because of the climate or other external factors, or I don't know, we don't have to know such things. But if you're focusing on something, please keep at it and do not learn through wrong methods. Use the right methods. Okay, make sure that your time do not get wasted forever. Be productive. To attain fluency, to become fluent, you need to speak in that language. Even if you make a mistake, it's okay. Don't feel ashamed. Don't get embarrassed. There will be people sitting and laughing like this and looking at you and saying the way you've pronounced is wrong, but at least you're making an attempt. That's okay. You don't have to keep telling that. I've spoken about this point through a lot of videos, but I think that's how it works. I've seen a lot of people progressing that way. Okay? The last point is writing. Okay? You can listen to videos, you can speak, you can have a trainer or mentor, or you can join any course that helps you really, and then you should read. This should happen parallelly. But after doing such things, why don't you write a page, even a paragraph? Just write what you have learned. If you listen to a video, you can just ask yourself, what did I listen to? Why did I listen to this video? Who was the speaker? How did I like the language style? Which is the next video that I'm going to watch? Make use of these W questions: what, which, when. Whatever it is, whether it's a video or an audio, you can write a paragraph. That's more than enough. It will really help you. After writing, take the help of apps or take the help of someone so that the person can correct you and give you a kind of feedback. You will also be able to develop your own writing style. Now, if you're not interested in writing, it's okay, but work on the other three. You cannot afford making mistakes like, why did you stop me? Okay, why instead of why did you stop me? You cannot make mistakes like this is a good opportunity. It's opportunity. Pronunciation, the basics and such kind of things. And say that I've been taking classes for the past 1 year. I have become confident. See, you will develop confidence eventually. Definitely when you speak to people, if you take that effort, you will develop confidence. But confidence is not everything. It's good that you are having confidence because a lot of people struggle with confidence. But after that, what comes? What comes next? Upgrade. I'm not against anyone who is for a very good cause, but today I have seen a lot of learners. I have a lot of learners coming and telling me, ma'am, I've invested so much on this particular group. I've invested so much on this platform, on this trainer, or I have enrolled for a spoken English course. Whatever it is, please make a note of these pointers and choose wisely. Okay, you also need to put in your effort. If the trainer, if the platform, or if the particular academy asks you to work on certain things, you have to do that because nothing is a cakewalk. You are organic. You are not a machine where you just store things from a pen drive. That's not going to happen. You're organic, and your human brain, the human brain has got just indelible capacity and capability to store a lot of information, right? Believe in yourself. Bye-bye.